Nova Scotia's real estate market has been on an absolute wild ride. Let's break down how we got here. From a sleeping market to bidding wars everywhere. So how did this happen? Well, the data tells the story. We're going to track this journey with 5 key charts that paint a really clear picture. All right, first up, Act 1. Let's rewind the clock to 2017 to set our baseline. Back then, a typical home would sit on the market for 90 to 120 days. And get this, the average price was just around $200,000. A totally different world, right?
It was a classic buyer's market. You had time, you had choices, and you definitely had negotiating power.
Then, Act 2, the pandemic hit and the market just completely exploded. Look at this. Days on market just plummeted, down to only 25 days on average. Insane. And homes were selling for over their asking price, consistently. We're talking more than 105%. That number, it's the statistical fingerprint of province-wide bidding wars. The proof is right there. So you see the power shift, right? Buyers had leverage, then suddenly sellers held all the cards. All that competition drove prices through the roof. They shot up by over 50%. Which brings us to Act 3, today's reality, the new normal. Okay, things have cooled off a bit. Days on market have settled back into the 50 to 70-day range.
And that sold-to-ask ratio, it dipped just below 100%. The bidding wars basically stopped.
But here's the kicker. Prices didn't crash. They just found a new, much higher floor. Yup, the floor has permanently shifted upward. That's the big takeaway here. So what does all this mean for you, whether you're a buyer, seller, or an investor? Let's put it in perspective. Imagine you bought a home for $200,000 back in 2017. Well, if that home tracks with the provincial average, today it's worth around $466,000. That's over $250,000 in equity from price growth alone. Wow. So for sellers, it's still a great time, and for buyers, you've got more breathing room to negotiate. And for investors, the long-term outlook is solid, thanks to things like strong population growth. So the big question is this massive upward shift in prices Nova Scotia's new permanent reality?